The second presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is set for September 10th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Let's look at the Bazi Astrology for both candidates going into this. Hi, my name is Lydia. This is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. And on this channel, I often like to read the charts of famous people to better understand our own lives and our own charts. If this speaks to you, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. So much is going on with this election. You don't want to miss any of it. I also now have memberships, so please take a look at that. I'm really excited about building a community with you all to discuss all these fabulous concepts of Feng Shui and Bazi Astrology. So again, welcome. And so we've talked a lot about the election and this cast of characters that have all signed up for this lovely job. Woo, what a job it is, huh? So, I would never have picked this date. It does not benefit Donald Trump at all. He has, just like Kamala Harris, they both have very challenged years, 2024. This is not an easy time for either one of them for their own various reasons. And all that to be said, looking at the two of them, she comes out far more favorable than he does. And as we're going into this, let me just say, this is all astrology. I am not putting any opinions. I keep this as objective as humanly possible to keep it fair. I can tell you, particular astrologer, psychic medium comes to mind that I've seen some of her videos on YouTube, and I got halfway through a video and went, ooh, because it was so obvious that she had a slant. And that just felt like I just discredited everything she had said because she's looking at it from an angle. You can't do that. I'm sorry, you cannot do that. It's just not fair. You've got to look at this as if Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are Joe Blue and Susie Q down at the office, and we're trying to figure out who's the best one to take over running our company. Seriously, it is just like that. You have to look away from the story of these people and look at just the astrology. For instance, Kamala Harris has a very conflicted astrology. Her walk through her life is not an easy one. And in a similar vein, neither is Donald Trump's. And still, you can have all that challenge and conflict and still become a tremendous success in life. So, I'm not going to break down all the individual information on these two because we already have. I'll give you links to all the videos I've done about the election so far. It is getting long and it's going to be longer by the time it's all done. So, I just did an update on the United States and looking into the election. The next piece that I want to let you know about is I want to look at Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Bobby Kennedy Jr., because yes, it is a three-way tie. I think there actually might be more people running, but the news won't let you ever know about them. And more of that. Yeah. So, apparently you have to be 15% or higher in the polls or something in order to be on the debate stage. So, all the things. But I want to look at the three of them not just about the election day. Oh, no, no, no. Because, my friends, it isn't about the end. It's how we get there. And let me tell you, getting there is everything. Everything. You think any of those Olympic athletes saw only the end? No, it's not about reaching the goal. It's how you get there. You can't trip. You cannot fall. You cannot lose focus. You've got to stay on the race 24/7. Exhausting. And then at the end, if you win that pot of gold, woo, you get to be president of the United States. I don't know that that's an exhale. That's like the biggest job you could possibly ever fight for. All right, so which would you like me to start with? The good news or the bad news? Well, let's start with bad news. Debate number 2. First thing I saw is that the hour, 9 o'clock, is a terrible hour for Donald Trump. Why is that, you'll say? Because Donald Trump is born in the hour of the snake. The snake sits the exact opposite to the hour of the pig. That is water and fire. Very steamy. And that is the hour is his career. So there is a conflict with his career. Then the day that they chose, dear Lord, it's like just the worst day. The day is a yin fire ox. The ox is challenging his day master of a yin earth sheep. Should I keep going? Sure. Okay. Then with his year of the dog, yang fire dog he's born in, along with his sheep and this day of the ox, forms a full penalty or punishment that suggests an enormous amount of stress, a kind of stress that can lead to a health event. And add the dragon to this year. Now, remember, Donald Trump has 42% of his nourishing element of fire, called a Joubert chart, and then a dominant earth chart, because his earth, his own element, is 53%, which means, yes, 75% of Donald Trump's chart is himself and what nourishes him, what supports him. That is everything. Everything. And it's all too much. So when you have all of the earth animals piled up, some people would look at it maybe and think, oh, you've got tons of backing and support. No, it's too much. It's overwhelming. And given everything I just said, it could be too much. He needs to watch his stress level on this day. Wow. All right, so all that, break it down. We're going to break it down into key words just to keep it super simple. We already know his year is in conflict with his year of the dog. Now, when you have the conflict of the year zodiac animal against the birth year, this usually signifies movement, travel, movement, going to jail, going to the White House, going to Mar-a-Lago, going on campaign rallies, It's movement. Then, all right, so keywords. This is a year of duty to his work, his family. It is a year of who am I? A bit of a like what's going on, change of roles, change of identity, loss of money, shakeups with his career, health issues, financial backing. The month that this debate is happening highlights again. So as we're going from the macro to the micro, you notice that if those things that I just mentioned are the bigger picture for this year, we take it down to the month. Again, health and money being emphasized, action oriented. We go into now the day of this debate, and we're looking at who are my backers? Where is my support? Where, also his voters. It's about his health and money and taking action. Taking it down even further to the hour is about his power, his career, his duty, and being action-oriented. All of this is being challenged, brought into conflict, into a penalty or punishment. All of it. It's like if somebody gave me this astrology and said I was about to go on stage with this, I would reschedule. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. It is an absolute battle. Second person, Harris. Very different. Now, I already said she has a conflicted chart because she is born with a dog month, a dog hour, and a dragon year. She lives in conflict. She lives in a sort of, I almost want to say chaos. And I think for some people, living in chaos is their power. It's what motivates her to get up in the morning and fight for the American people. So anyway, when we look at where she is on this day of the debate, the rooster, along with her dog, creates a semi-metal trio that suggests support is surging for her. She is a water person. Metal is what is nourishing her, backing her. But the day of the ox, along with her dogs, 2 dogs, is again a penalty or punishment, not near as bad as Trump's, but a lot of stress. Again, not as bad as Trump's. Of course, it's going to be a stressful day. Who's not going to go on a debate stage and not feel stress? But the fact that this is there, highlighting that, not necessarily the best thing. Her year, just highlighting, again, going through our onion. This is a year of big action for her. It is massive job changes, challenges. Look what's happened. So much has happened this year for her in her career. It's a year of change, innovation, and a new job role. Well, new roles. And then we look at the the month, and again, we're drilling it down using key words. We come down to the month. playing new roles, identifying with herself in a new light. You know, it's almost like, you know, as the vice president, she's suddenly been thrown into this big role. Maybe she saw it coming, maybe she didn't. The month, the rooster speaks of government job. New role, government job. The day, yin fire ox, speaks of success and wealth. It speaks of her career and her duties. And again, new roles and government and job and political positions. Finally, the hour, yin metal pig, again, very strong. Her political stance, her role in government. The pig really speaks of herself. Sovereign self, confident, independent, and standing with her voters. A day or an hour of action. This is a far better chart. So if I were looking at just the astrology going into this day, I would say they both have their weaknesses, but of the two of them, Harris is going to come out the victor. And it's not that Trump isn't going to try and fight, because that's what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and fight as hard as he can to be heard, to get his whatever he's going to say said. But in the end, she will be the victor. I think this is all really interesting how this is playing out. And again, staying as neutral in all of this as possible. Please, with your comments, with your questions, let's explore this together. Let's have a conversation. We don't need to point fingers or be unkind, okay? And so more is coming. I'm going to do a deep dive this week, unpacking the candidates and what is going for them and against them between now and the election. Because we're getting, into August now from the time I'm filming this, and as we move into September and October, those are the 2 months I really want to look at, okay? And just as we wrap this video up, I want to mention that Trump, in this month of the monkey, has got a full penalty against him right now, and it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this is going to work for him. There is so much, some years are just like that. I've had whack-a-mole years just like he's having, where every time you turn around, bam, there's another thing, another lawsuit, another drop in the polls, or another issue, your vice president isn't a good pick, and all the different things creating, actualizing what the astrologers are seeing for him. And that's not easy. So anyway, and let's see what Bobby Kennedy is able to do in the next couple months as well. There is a lot still at play. And I again encourage you, be careful with your news sources. Look everywhere for your news. Look places that are more objective, if that's even possible, so that you're getting the full story. I think that's a very important thing, because there's a lot of noise out there. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And until next time, friends, please be well.